I had to redo this video because I realized I had reflections of myself in various mirrors naked. Okay, no, we can't have that on YouTube, can we? So, at least somebody as outspoken as myself. If somebody else looks like he's a dummy head and he doesn't have anything to say, it's less dangerous to be both naked and have a head on your shoulders and have an opinion of your own. Whoops, that's dangerous. Okay, so what I'm showing you are all the equipment I use for wrapping up my penis. I'm starting it again, but with a slight variation. This time I'm using dilute Lugols, 16 drops, 2% or 2.2% Lugols in a base of water, diluted in distilled water in a 2-ounce eyedropper bottle, which I'll show you in a second. But what I do is I wrap my penis in this gauze dressing that I got from the 99-cent store. It says 1 roll sterile cotton gauze, 4 inches by 144 inches, 4 yards stretched, and it has no chemical residues such that the iodine would react, because normally iodine reacts with any paper such as Kleenex or something, because it's the starch test for iodine is, does it turn something like paper black? And that means the iodine's no good anymore. Once it turns color, it has to stay its brown color. It can't turn black or go colorless, for that matter. It'll go colorless in combination with either vitamin C or with baking soda. That turns the iodine into iodide, or hydriodic acid, which is a pretty strong acid. It can dissolve the enamel on your teeth when it's just the acid, not a salt. Anyway, so I have to use gauze dressing that has no chemical residue of any kind, such as starch or I don't know, whatever else could be in paper products. And I unroll maybe 8 inches length and cut it off with scissors, and then wrap up my penis. And then I've got a sandwich baggie. This is a fold top sandwich baggie, very cheap, and I use that to encompass the whole thing when I get finished. But sorry about the fan. So here's my solution of iodine that is in a base of distilled water, and so I take a 2% solution, and I drop 16 drops into this 2-ounce bottle and fill it up with distilled water, and so it's diluted to around, let's see if I can remember how that goes. 1 drop is 20 parts per million, so 16 would be 320 parts per million, so that's 1/3 of 1 part per thousand, which is 1/30th of a percent. So I don't know, maybe, if I did my math right. Anyway, whatever it is, 16 drops into a 2-ounce bottle of distilled water to dilute it down. So, so here's the gauze. So I just unroll it, sterile gauze, I just unroll it so that it's, you know, about yay wide, you know, between your thumb and your middle finger, that length, and then wrap that around my penis, and then wet it with the dilute iodine solution, and then encompass the plastic sandwich baggie with a flap on the top, and I flatten it and then fold over and curl it around my penis, and so now I've got the flap twice folded on the top. And then I take one of these hair ties, these elastic hair ties, rubberized or whatever it is, and with one hand steadying the whole contraption surrounding my penis and my balls, so I use my fingers around the balls and the penis wrapped up. And then the other hand, I've taken one of these tie wraps, I'll show you what I mean, and spread it like this, and then come in and then ease it on top of the penis and behind the balls, so that it totally encloses both balls and penis, not one or the other alone. And that's to compress the penis as little as possible, because the penis is a spongy material, and when it erects at night, especially so when sleeping at night, it'll push against whatever may be limiting its erection, and that in a very short amount of time will create a deformity, a deformation of the penis, so that it looks funny. You'll see where it has become misshapenly a little narrower than elsewhere where it had more room to expand. So there's a hazard to this procedure, and that's the hazard I have to watch out for, because I've already done some damage. I've done some weird things to my penis so that it's a little deformed at this point. But it is a little more highly sensitized than it's ever been in the past, and that's because I've attempted to regenerate a foreskin, and all I've succeeded in achieving is regenerating some of the nerves and the sensitivity that goes with that. But be that as it may, this is my latest suggestion to you, what I'm doing based on, well, silver didn't work, silver hydroperoxide didn't work, silver cloth, salt solution, you know, I've everything that Dr. Robert Otto Becker in his book, The Body Electric, suggests. Electricity, I tried electricity, and nothing seemed to be very convenient, simple, cost-effective, user-friendly, other than this wrap condition. But what solution do I use? You always have to use water. That's the first error of regeneration, is to overlook the significance of moisture. But in that area especially, you know, jock itch comes from yeast, so you can't just use plain water. Tap water, you know, I guess you could use chlorinated tap water if you wanted to, but nowadays there's ammonia added to tap water, and ammonia feeds yeast. Once the chlorine dissipates and loses its effectiveness, now you're stuck with the ammonia, which is very stable. So you're encouraging yeast, so tap water is not going to work. Purified water, not going to work, because purification only takes out the minerals. It does not take out the ammonia. It may take out the chlorine, but it's very hard to get rid of. The only way to get rid of ammonia is to boil away the water. So now you don't have the water anymore, let alone you don't have the ammonia, because ammonia is a gas. And so the only way to get rid of it is to boil the water and get rid of the water as well as the ammonia. So there's really no way to get rid of it in any efficient, cost-effective, user-friendly manner, other than don't deal with it in the first place. So I use bottled distilled water. I walk to the store and I carry 1 gallon home at a time so I don't ruin my back. And then I use it for various recipes that call for distilled water. But so I have to use something that prevents the growth of yeast, which might also improve the development of regenerating the foreskin in time. Who knows? It takes a long time, and I've never done this long enough to find out, because there were all these complications. So I'm trying again, because I'm trying again. Whatever. But there's no need to massage the penis, rub the penis. Wrapping up the penis after each time that I pee or poop or shower, or that I have to change the gauze dressing, which in time I will have to, because even the iodine will dissipate at some point, and then I have to replace it with a fresh new gauze and a fresh solution of iodine, dilute iodine, or else the yeast will come back. Don't want that. That'll destroy all the gain I'm making by destroying the penis, so eating away at it, like leprosy or something. So I don't want to go there. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, this is what I'm trying. And I have my clothes on, so I can post this now on YouTube. Woohoo!